Have you ever been in this situation? You care deeply about someone, you make the effort, you check in first, but the more you try, the more distant they become. Hours turn into days and you wonder, did I do something wrong? Why do they ignore me when I give them my best? Here's the harsh truth. The one who loves you most often ignores you the most. And it's not because they don't care. It's because human nature is wired this way. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology and Stoic wisdom behind this painful paradox. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it happens and how to turn the tables. Let's get started. 1. The paradox of familiarity, why a distance creates desire. Imagine you've just bought your dream car the first few weeks. You're obsessed with it. You clean it every day. You take it for drives at all hours and you admire its beauty. But over time, it becomes just another item in your life. You no longer notice the shine, the leather seats, or the sleek design. This is what happens in relationships when someone is always there. You begin to take them for granted. You forget to value them because their presence is predictable. Familiarity breeds indifference. The very thing you cherish most can become invisible when you stop appreciating it. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to be mindful of impermanence. He reminds us that life is fleeing eating, so we should never take people's presence for granted by acknowledging that they could be gone at any moment. You'll learn to appreciate them more deeply. 2. Love is not always loud, it's found in the silence. The way someone shows love isn't always how you expect it. Imagine growing up in a home where love was never verbalized, only shown through action. Your parents might have never said, "I love you," but they provided for you, cared for you, and ordered you in silence. People express affection in ways they've been taught for some. Love is loud and expressed verbally for others. It's quiet and manifested in practical ways. It's important to understand that someone's silence or distance doesn't always equate to a lack of love. Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Instead of assuming someone doesn't care, take a step back and consider their background. Their way of loving might just be different from yours, and that's okay. Love, after all, doesn't have to make a sound to be meaningful. 3. Ignoring is a test, not a rejection. Sometimes the person who loves you the most may distance themselves as a test of your emotional stability. They may want to see how you react when they ignore you. Do you panic? Do you beg for attention? Or do you stay composed, unaffected by their silence? Ignoring someone can be a UNC-conscious way for people to gauge how strongly you value them. It's a test to see if your sense of self-worth is truly based on your own foundation, not their attention. As Marcus Aurelius said, dwell on the beauty of life, instead of wondering why someone ignores you. Start building the life that makes you too fulfilled to care when faced with someone's silence. Don't let it disturb your peace by remaining calm and unshaken. You show them that your worth is not dependent on their validation or love. Doesn't need constant reassurance. Ever been in a relationship where you feel the constant need to reassure the other person about your feelings? You may have found yourself repeatedly telling them you love them, or proving it through actions. But have you ever stopped to wonder why this dynamic exists? The answer may lie in the fear of insecurity. People who constantly need reassurance are often afraid of losing the connection they have. But love, true love, doesn't need to be constantly confirmed when you trust the relationship. There's no need for constant validation. Seneca teaches that true strength comes from within. If someone truly loves you, their actions will speak louder than their words. You shouldn't feel compelled to keep reminding them the relationship should be based on trust, not on constant validation. 5. The fear of vulnerability can lead to distance. Have you ever noticed how the people who care for you the most can sometimes pull away when you need them most? This often happens because vulnerability can be terrifying. Opening up to someone means giving them the power to hurt you, and not everyone is prepared for that kind of exposure. Sometimes the people who love you the most may retreat because they don't know how to handle their own emotional vulnerability. They fear they might hurt you or even expose their own weaknesses in the process. The Stoics believe that emotional resilience is key to growth. Vulnerability doesn't need to be feared, nor does it need to cause distance. It's important to recognize that being open and vulnerable is a strength, not a weakness. If someone pulls away, it's often their own fear. And not a lack of love. 6 emotional walls are built by fear. Not love. Sometimes the one who loves you most might seem distant because they've reach out, respond with calm, not desperation. Imagine a candle. If you shield it from the wind, it keeps burning. If you blow on it too hard, it extinguishes. The same applies to relationships. By walking away with quiet dignity, you leave a lasting impact. They'll remember your silence long after words are forgotten. Sometimes the best answer isn't an explanation, it's your absence. 7. The best response is personal growth. Adversity, in Seneca's opinion, is the real litmus test. For character, hardship does not break strong individuals. It builds them when someone leaves. The natural reaction is to dwell on what was lost. However, the most effective response is self-improvement. Every moment spent missing them is a moment that could be invested in becoming better. Growth is the most powerful message that can be sent without saying a word. Those who leave will eventually notice this transformation, and by then, their presence is no longer needed. The greatest form of self-respect is refusing to let temporary losses prevent permanent progress. The focus shifts from what was to what is becoming, and that is where real power is found. 8. Peace is found in accept, not resistance. Trying to control everything only leads to frustration. When you resist life, you create more suffering. Stoicism teaches that peace is found when we accept things as they are, not as we wish them to be. When someone leaves, accept it as part of life's flow. Don't try to fight it or block them out. Instead, accept the situation, learn from it, and move on. The more you accept what is, the more peace you will experience. Resistance only prolongs pain. When you accept that people come and go, you start to live with less fear of loss and more joy. In the present, life is about flow, not force. 9. Stop seeking closure. Not every story gets a clear ending, but closure isn't something they give you, it's something you create. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of avoiding arguments about what a good man should be. Be one stop, waiting for an apology, an explanation, or a second chance. Accept that the chapter is over and start writing a new one. Think of a book. Some stories end mid-sentence, but that doesn't mean the next chapter won't be beautiful. True closure comes when you decide to move forward, regardless of unanswered questions. When you stop seeking closure from others, you find peace within yourself. 10. The power of indifference. Seneca emphasizes the power of indifference in the face of life's challenges. When you face betrayal, rejection, or pain, rather than blocking someone pleading with them, practice indifference, not in a cold, emotionless way, but in a way that shows you are unaffected by their actions, because your worth doesn't depend on them. Indifference is not apathy. It's a peaceful acknowledgement that other people's choices do not define you. This mindset shift allows you to stay emotionally grounded and avoid unnecessary emotional drama. You'll see just how freeing it is when you no longer need others' approval to feel complete. Remember, true power isn't in chasing or begging. It's in standing firm in your own worth by embracing silence, healing, and focusing on yourself. You regain control of your life. You don't have to convince anyone of anything. Your strength speaks for itself. Keep moving forward. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. Let's keep growing together as part of the Stoic Guide family. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and keep living with purpose. Thanks for watching.